Welcome back. Happy New Year, happy 2026. Traditionally, I should have or would have liked to start the new year on this channel with a New Year's intentions, what my plans and goals are for this year, that sort of video. But I had a few vlogs, a couple backed up from the previous year, hence why we're doing this. Not a recap, but just, New Year's old memories. Have some tea with me, and I'm gonna split this into two vlogs. So this is part one. A few days from the last quarter of 2025, starting, I think this dates all the way back to October. And as I was editing the vlog, I realized it just lacked any sort of narrative. I was jumping back and forth between vlogging and just not vlogging. Usually I'm feeling pretty nostalgic during that time. It's the end of the year, and I'm just thinking, wow, how another year just flew by. But for some reason last year, I just really wanted a clean slate. I wanted a fresh start. Anyways, I'm literally actually looking at my editing footage as I speak to you. So this is a morning in October, and I think I'm gonna take you through the day. Briefly popping in to thank Squarespace for always being so supportive of my channel. If you don't know, Squarespace is an online website platform dedicated to help you and your business stand out in the digital world. Whether you're looking to sell your products and/or services, or even create a portfolio, Squarespace can get you started. With thousands of beautifully designed templates, fully customizable to fit your needs, building a professional online space has never been easier. You'll also have access to other helpful tools like analyzing website traffic, audience engagement, and domain name recommendations, along with 24/7 support and analytics if you ever get stuck. But the best part is you get to try all of this out for free with a free trial of squarespace.com. And once you're ready to launch, you can use my code to save 10% off your first purchase of a domain or website. Went to a cafe to get some editing done, get some work done. Then I headed to an event because my friend was hosting this pop-up. She was doing a little PR project for them, and it was just a really cute event for pet owners, like dogs, cats. Although I'd love to walk my cat around the neighborhood, cats don't usually take walks. So that was a bummer because the leashes were really cute. And then there were just a bunch of other little cute trinkets, all based off themes of little furry animals. And then I made it over to a cafe to get yet another cup of coffee, which I regret very soon in this vlog. Mid to late October and well onto early November, I think, are the last bits of fall in Seoul where it's cool enough to read outdoors and have a little moment in nature without it being freezing. So I soaked up that as much as I could. Reading just hits different when you're under a giant tree or like just breathing in like the crisp fall air. I know I'm sounding so sappy right now, but it's true. Some people are gonna be like, that is so cringe, girl, just... But you know what? Life is worth living once you start embracing all the cringe stuff, is what I've been realizing lately. And I hate whoever even came up with that word. I feel like cringe is only cringe if you think of the concept of cringe, if that makes sense. Let people be happy doing what they want. I mean, if they want to go a little extra and overboard and start romanticizing things, let them do it. It's not hurting anyone. If anything, it's making their lives fuller and richer. Anyways, I spent a lot of time out reading outdoors. Just debriefing you. I had an event to go to, and I knew for a fact that if I didn't do anything prior to that schedule, then I would just make that my main event for this whole day and just not do anything before or afterwards. And then it would have been a super unproductive, meaningless day. And unproductive doesn't always have to equal meaningless, but I feel like it felt like that I would sort of hate myself a little bit if I did that happened. You reach a certain point of adulthood and you realize you have to start babying yourself to get things done, because otherwise you will not get anything done, especially if you're self-employed like me. So yeah. I don't know what to call it. I want to say it's a concept store, but I think it's a little more than that. It's so interesting to me because they only operate like 3 days out of the entire week. And I think it's becoming a thing in Seoul where a lot of the really cool places, you either have to book an appointment to visit or they're not open every day of the week. And I guess it makes sense. I feel like spaces that are so well curated, I'm sure whoever runs that space just puts so much work into it, work that we're not aware of. But yeah, space was gorgeous, so many interesting things. Okay, so we're back home. It is around 3 or 4 in the afternoon. I've been up just running on 2 cups of coffee. I'm starting to feel the buzz now. Immediate regret. The caffeine is wearing off and I'm starting to feel sick. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but my hands are shaking. I don't know why I do this to myself. I never fully realized how unhealthy my eating habits are. This year, I'm really willing to fix that. I think my problem is that I only eat when I feel hungry, and when I don't, I just don't. I also kind of overindulge myself when like suddenly I feel super hungry and like I have to eat something. I get really hangry. For like the rest of the day, I think it was mainly just me editing, which is why I don't think I filmed anything else on this day. And then the next day was my dear friend Alex's wedding. She was phenomenal, sensational, diamond of the first water, most beautiful bride. I'm hoping this is okay. I'm obviously gonna be wearing something to like support the height and not drag. This is like a little cardigan bodysuit by COS. Pants are from Elemento. I remember this day I was just pacing back and forth in the morning, deciding what to wear. And this is what I settled on because I've actually never been to too many Korean weddings, or actually just weddings in general. I always like never know how to dress. I feel like in the US, you know, like never wear white. I think that's just a universal rule. But other than that, I don't think there are too many restrictions, but in Korea there are just so many rules, so much more mannerisms that go into attending a wedding, and so I get really nervous because I don't want to be disrespectful when it wasn't even intended. It's an irrational fear of mine. I've decided that I will be wearing very minimal amount of makeup because I just want my skin to breathe. It's not looking too great right now. As you can see, I have like these blemishes. I've recently had my period. I guess I'm paying for it now. Maybe I'll just put on a bit of concealer. Yeah, I should really get ready now because I have about like 10 minutes. And yeah, see you at the wedding. For my trip to Sicily. By the way, we still have a few spots left if any of you are planning to join or are interested. My DMs are always open. To elaborate, the trip to Sicily will be happening this May. We already have a group of girls signed up and ready to go. I have about 3 spots left. If anyone is looking to finally book that trip to Italy this year, all the girls that have signed up so far are just so great. Excited to be able to actually meet some of you guys and actually travel together. Since I am the host, we will be traveling very much in the way I always hope to travel or try to travel. And I think Asperia, who by the way are the hosts of this trip, really understand that and really implicate that into planning their trip and into curating these little travel itineraries. I can't wait to have my little European summer vacation. So if you've been wanting a European summer, this is your sign to come join us. Shy girls welcome. I mean, just look at who's hosting. I'll leave the link of the trip itinerary and details on like how to apply and stuff in the description box. Also have it pinned for you in the comments, so go check that out. I hope more of you will join us. During like the last couple months of 2025, I finally discovered the joy of early morning solo cafe runs. I understand early risers now. This is something I could do on occasion. The feeling of entering a cafe, knowing that you're probably the first customer, and the place is just empty and quiet, and me, my coffee, and the barista, it's just such a cozy, wholesome feeling, and it really makes me feel like I'm like the most productive person in the world, and I just can get so much work done during that first couple hours. My focus levels are just skyrocketing. This was another day like that. I spent about like 2 hours at that cafe this morning, by the way. So it's nearing lunchtime. There was just a bunch of benches, so I just thought I'd plant myself down under this gorgeous tree. I think I've gotten out of my vlogging slump. I had to think back as to why I started vlogging in the first place, and it was always because I found myself filming things that I wanted to share because I felt like so either like really happy or fascinated in the moment, and I just really wanted to encapsulate that into like either like a picture or vlog or a video of some sort. Back then, I didn't really think that I'd have an audience. I just really wanted to put it out there. And then once I actually did start gaining viewers and like an audience to share it with, it just only encouraged me more. It made me want to capture more things so that I could share it with you and like spread some joy. But then slowly at some point, I slowly started to lose that spark. I had to take some time to like really think as to why what once made me so excited to get up and moving and, you know, just go about my day, like turned into this like sort of dull experience. To sum it up, my slump wasn't even that serious. I just realized that the way I was vlogging or the way I was creating my content was just not sustainable for me at all. Ending the year and entering a new one, I was just really focused on finding that balance and a more sustainable way of creating so that I could do it for longer and not fall into said slumps. And I don't have all the answers yet. I don't know if I ever will, but I think I'm slowly getting back into it, figuring things out. Looking back, I'm glad I just let myself soak in that slump, if you know what I mean. I think I needed to embrace it in order to let it go and to move on. And I'm feeling better than ever now and ready to be more consistent on this channel, which I'm sure is what you guys would prefer. Back home. Have a meeting in a bit with my manager. Yeah. I don't know why I just decided to stop filming after this moment, but I did. Yeah, that was the end of November diaries, I guess. Stay tuned for part 2 where we'll be covering December and where I attempted to do like a little vlogmas and then ultimately failed because I couldn't release it in time and it just turned into a December diaries vlog. But yeah, thank you for being here, and I'm sorry this came so late, but there is no but. I have no defense. Thank you. I appreciate it so much if you made it this far, and I will see you soon in part 2. Yeah.